Crowdofboyz, peace. What's good? Come to talk to you boys today about semen retention and divine signs. And the first thing I want to talk about is seeing repeating numbers. On the back of license plates, you might look at the time, check the time, addresses, your purchases on your receipts. Like the other day, I purchased something from the gas station, some snacks and stuff before I went into work, and my total balance was $8.88. And these numbers are spiritual, they have a spiritual meaning. They're basically your spiritual guides, talking to you through these numbers. Some people believe in them, some people don't. But when you see them as often as I do, or if anyone out there that can relate, when you see them as often, there's something to it. You look up the meaning, and some people may take it as it being demonic and stuff like that. I necessarily don't see it that way, unless that's your mindset. Once again, this all has to do with the conditioning of your mind. If you think about it in a negative way, then it's negative. That's your perception of it. If you take it and use it in a evil way, then that's on you. That's the way you want to live your life. But sometimes I tap into even page numbers, references to the Bible and stuff like that. I'll go back and tap into certain, numbers of the Bible or things of that nature, just doing proper research on these things, man, and getting the information that I need to get from it. Even some of the books I read, like 12 Powers of Man, and some other books that I have, I'll leave disclosed until now because these books are like sacred to me, so I don't want to relinquish everything. But I'll go back to those numbers and just look at the meaning of them to get the messages that I need to get. The next thing about divine signs, seeing divine signs on semen retention, is in your dreams. Divine signs in your dreams. The people, the places, the things. What's in that realm of reality that you're in, that you think that is real until you wake up. You dig? Like you think when we dream, we think we're at a place, we're seeing things, and we can touch, we can feel. So there's a more spiritual aspect to it than just being asleep. You start to realize that when you're on semen retention because your quality of sleep improves. No matter if you're getting 2 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, whatever. When you get up, you'll still be rested, but you'll be able to dream at least. At least that's what I experienced. And my work life is crazy. I own my own business. I run that during the day, and then I work overnight at a warehouse. So I get my sleep when I get it in, unless it's the weekend, it's my off days and stuff like that. If I don't have nothing scheduled on the weekends, I'll get 8 hours on the weekend if I'm lucky. But during the week, I get about 6, maybe 4. If it's an all day thing, if it's 24 hours, then I get a 2 hour nap in, or whatever the case may be. But I'm still able to have dreams on my retention journey, which I didn't experience that before. Like, I've always been a hard worker, but when I used to get sleep and I still had a sex life, if you will, sometimes it'll just be sleep, a blackout, and I'll just wake up. Hear an alarm go off and I'll wake up. No dreams to account for. But it seems like even if I take a power nap, 30 minutes, I have a dream. or I'll have visions of something, like something's going on in my mind. And that's all I attest that to the semen retention. When I wasn't on it, it never happened. When I got on it, long street too, my dreams are very vivid. And that ties into the next thing I want to go into when I'm in that space of where I try to get some sleep in, and I fall into almost like a meditative state. And that's just a chance to clear my mind, clear space of my mind. Because if I can't receive these divine signs or be able to detect them in my dream state, then in my waking reality, I have to be sharp. I have to have my mind clear. I can't have all this clutter and everything going on in my life in my head. So taking that time out to meditate, and that ties into my next point, which is praying. But they're two separate things. People, I think, get it confused a little bit with meditating and praying. Meditating is just quieting everything around you, getting in a peaceful place, quiet, and exploring your mind. You know, getting into those thoughts and releasing them. Getting into those thoughts, and if it is a positive thought, really diving into it and being in that peace, being at that place. This is how we manifest a positive reality, through meditation and really thinking about it. Let it be in your mind. Praying is more so releasing what you can't control to a higher power. That's the difference. Meditating is going within yourself and getting those answers. Praying is releasing what you can't control outside to the universe, to something that's above you. Relinquishing that ego that we can't control everything. And once when you start to release and forget certain things and don't necessarily care and let everything handle it on its own, you'll start to see certain signs and get those signs that the things that you may pray for, whether it be peace, healing, help on your journey, you'll get signs that certain things are and will be placed before you to help you. So it's important to, if you feel out of control, that you can't control certain things, you relapse or whatever, man, pray on it, meditate on it, and pray on it. Those are two key things that you need to do. You don't have to be overly religious, be a part of no group, camp, or doctrine. Just start with meditation, man, clearing your own mind. Start with you. And then release what you can't control. The last thing I'll talk about divine signs on semen retention, and that's music. Paying attention to, first, what type of music you're listening to. If you're just starting out on this journey, you can't listen to over-sexualized music. You can't listen to destructive music. You got to cleanse yourself of that. And I've had to do that on my journey. Like, I love hip-hop, I love rap music. You know what I mean? I'm not really into drill music like that, but I listen to it, you know what I mean, when I go to the gym. You know, it's something to it, you know what I mean, that's just inspirational. You just have to get through all the BS that they, you know what I mean, talk about with the drugs and the killing and stuff like that. But you have to be spiritually mature to be able to intake that stuff and process it and not have it have an effect on you. You have to be strong in this journey to be able to indulge in a certain kind of music, because just like the programming on your Instagrams and your Facebooks, even on YouTube, you know, a lot of stuff is over sexualized and can show up on your algorithm, and it starts to play on your psyche. So you have to be mentally strong, spiritually strong to be able to know know how much you can deal with. It's kind of like drinking and smoking. You know your limit. Know your intake. If you're going to indulge, you can indulge, but know your intake. You know, if it's too much, turn it off, cut back, and that's what I ended up doing. I ended up cutting back. But I come from a background where music was played almost daily in my house. Radio, you know, my mother and my father, they were had a bunch of CDs, records, vinyl records and stuff like that. So they were into music heavy, and they were more so into soul music, from the 70s and the 80s and stuff like that. Had a lot of that going on. Early 90s music also, but R&B, blues. My mother, she loved country music. So I got a little bit dose of everything in my household. My father's favorite artist was Bob Marley. So I grew up listening to that old soul music. You feel me? Like, it was different in my household. Rap wasn't introduced to me until my older brother brought it in the house, you know. But, that was more so our culture. You feel me? Growing up was the rap music and stuff like that. It was hip hop. So, we wanted to, that was our image. Our folks came from a different place. They were immigrants. So us growing up here in the States was a little bit different. The culture was different. But these messages that were in these songs, that are in these songs, are divine signs, because especially with soul music, you'll catch a message in there. For example, one of the groups that my mother used to listen to and my father was Earth, Wind, and Fire. And, I didn't really take too much of a closer look to the group itself and how they carried themselves, and the messages that they talked about. It was just good music to me, good cookout music and stuff like that. But look at some of their album covers. Look at all their album covers. And they were tapped in spiritually, and the songs that they wrote and talked about were on a deeper spiritual level. And that's just a short example of how music has its messages, and you can catch certain divine signs and take away from what they spoke about and apply it to yourself. Use it as inspiration altogether. And that's what music is supposed to do. It's supposed to move us, make us dance, have us on a vibration of feeling good, and also spreading a message. So music is a key is a key on this journey on semen excuse me, man, on semen retention, that you have to account for. It's a form of entertainment, but you watch your intake, what you're taking in, but there's music out there that you can listen to help you on your journey. There's great music out there, in all genres, I believe. So my boys, that's just some quick thoughts, some quick keys on semen retention. If you're seeing signs, divine signs, if you haven't yet, watch out for them. I encourage you writing certain stuff down, making a playlist for music. That's what I've done. If I'm having a bad day or something like that, like, I'll go listen to my favorite playlist and stuff like that with some good music in there. And, that lifts my vibrations up. They're giving out vibrations, and that's what it's meant to do. It's meant to send us those signals to uplift us. Real music. There's a time and place for everything. And that's how I feel about music. Like I still give an open ear to anything. And if it doesn't resonate with me, if it's bad, I won't listen to it again. That's it. But if I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. That's just me. My boys, I'll leave y'all with that, man. Take these tips. If you're experiencing these things, I pray that you pay attention to them, that you get the answers that you're looking for. Peace.